All right, buckle up, everyone. We are diving deep into a Champions League matchup that has us here at Tips Moto on the edge of our seats.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Atalanta versus Real Madrid,
Coming up December 10th.
December 10th. Can't forget that.
Big day. Big day.
Now, what makes this clash so fascinating?
Well, we've got Atalanta, a rising star, you could say,
Yeah, definitely.
out of Serie A, and their defense.
It's incredible.
Absolutely incredible. Talk about a wall. And they're going head-to-head with Real Madrid.
Giants of European football.
Giants, but they're facing some pressure this season.
Yeah, and struggling with a lot of injuries, too.
Injuries galore.
We predict this is going to be an absolute nail-biter.
Oh, for sure.
And our supercomputer over here at Tips Moto is crunching the numbers, analyzing every stat to give you the best possible betting insights.
Best in the business, if you ask me.
So let's break down these two teams, starting with Atalanta.
All right, Atalanta.
They've been on fire lately.
Scorching hot streak.
Europa League champs last season.
Didn't even break a sweat.
This year, they're battling it out for the Serie A title.
Top of their game.
And get this, they're undefeated in the Champions League so far.
Undefeated.
It's impressive. But their defense, that's what really steals the show, right?
Absolutely. They've only let in, wait for it, one goal.
One single solitary goal.
In 5 Champions League matches.
That's airtight. How do they do it?
Tactical discipline. Organization. It's like a well-oiled machine back there. High pressing, man marking. They just suffocate the opposition.
They really do. But here's the question. With some key players possibly sidelined, can they keep up this ironclad defense against a team like Real Madrid?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Real Madrid, even when they're down, they've got firepower.
Let's talk about Real Madrid.
Galacticos.
They're used to being at the top, dominating Europe.
Top dogs, for sure.
But this season, they're facing some serious hurdles.
A few bumps in the road, let's call them.
They're lower in the standings than they're used to.
Not where they want to be.
No room for error in this match.
Gotta get those points.
And that injury list,
It's a long one.
it's decimated their defense, forcing them to come up with some, well, creative solutions.
Let's just say they're having to improvise a bit.
Domestically, they seem to be finding their form again, catching up to Barcelona in La Liga.
Slowly but surely.
But their European journey, it's been a different story.
Bumpy ride, yeah.
Multiple defeats already.
Not the Real Madrid we're used to seeing.
And missing players like Alaba, Camavinga, Carvajal, Militao, Mendy, and Vinicius Jr. That's a blow.
It's going to be tough, no doubt.
So we've got Atalanta with their fortress of a defense, and Real Madrid, a wounded giant, hungry for a win.
A true clash of titans.
How do you see this tactical battle unfolding?
Now, this is where things get really interesting.
I'm all ears.
Real Madrid, even with a depleted squad, they're going to try to control the game.
Possession-based, as always.
Exactly. They'll be probing for any weaknesses, looking for that killer pass.
And probably relying on long-range shots if those gaps don't open up.
Can't rule that out. They've got players who can strike from distance.
But Atalanta, they're masters of the counterattack.
Quick, direct, and deadly.
I can see them waiting for Real Madrid to overcommit and then hitting them with lightning speed.
That's Atalanta's bread and butter.
It's going to be fascinating to see who dictates the tempo.
Like a real chess match.
Do you think Atalanta will sit back, absorb the pressure, and rely on that solid defense? Or will they go for a high press, disrupt Real Madrid's buildup?
That's the tactical dilemma, isn't it?
Yeah.
High pressing against Real Madrid, even a weakened Real Madrid. It's a gamble.
They could get punished for sure.
Those guys are clinical. One slip up and it's in the back of the net.
So maybe a more cautious approach from Atalanta, at least at the start.
I'd say so, yeah. But if they see an opening, an opportunity to exploit, they won't hesitate. They're not afraid to take risks when they need to.
Well, let's bring in the big guns. Tips Moto's supercomputer, what's the prediction?
All right, so factoring in Atalanta's defensive strength, Real Madrid's need for a win, and their, let's say, less than ideal injury situation.
Less than ideal is putting it mildly.
Our analysis is pointing toward a low-scoring, very tense match.
A real battle of attrition.
Exactly. This one could come down to a single moment of brilliance, a defensive error, a lucky bounce.
You know, that unpredictability, That's what makes live betting so thrilling.
Absolutely. And that's where Tips Moto comes in to help you navigate the chaos.
As the game unfolds, things change, tactics shift, momentum swings.
You need to adapt your bets accordingly.
And Tips Moto will be right there with you.
Every step of the way.
Our expert team will be providing real-time insights, updated odds, and of course, those crucial betting tips throughout the entire match.
We'll make sure you have all the information you need to make the smartest bets possible.
So listen up, folks. If you want to stay ahead of the game, make sure you're following Tips Moto.
Can't stress that enough.
All our social media channels will be buzzing with live updates, analysis, those all-important betting tips.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it.
Don't miss out.
We'll be there.
Now, one final thought for you all to consider, and feel free to discuss this on our socials. Which team do you think is better equipped to handle the immense pressure of this Champions League clash?
Atalanta, with their incredible run of form. Or Real Madrid, with their history of dominance.
Let us know your thoughts, and we'll see you there.
Game on!